It's Brian and Pam.
That's the Cheshire Voice Singers. Love them. Thank you very much, Cheshire Voice. We'll be hearing more from them as the winter goes on.
And Brian Smith, welcome to episode 20.
Hello, Pam Landry. We're up to number 20. That's great.
Of our podcast, Not a Podcast. Reminder, email address, icecreamsodact@gmail.com.
And what about that YouTube?
What about it?
And to hear all our episodes, just go to YouTube. When you get there, go to the search box, type in Ice Cream Soda CT, all one word, hit search, and bang, boom, zoom. There's a picture of Pam Landry and Brian Smith in a round little photograph. Click on that. That's our channel, and all the episodes will come up.
And you could cut that photograph out and wear it in a locket around your neck.
You know what? I did.
Ew, creepy.
Yeah, it gets me through the airport faster.
Okay. By the way, it's free, so subscribe to the YouTube channel, won't ya?
Yes, it's free. Everybody's favorite word.
So, Brian, the weather, kind of mixed bag, but it's going to get colder toward the end of the week.
What happened? It seemed like we were just sweating our butts off a little while ago, and now we're talking about maybe snow over the next couple of days.
Well, I don't think there's going to be snow near the coast. However, I checked the forecast, and even along the coast, we could dip below the freezing mark Friday night.
You know what? We really don't need that.
Time for the flannel sheets.
I'm sorry we ever complained about the heat. Can we have it back now?
Coming up on episode 20 of Podcast Not a Podcast, lots of special guests today, Brian.
Coming up, we'll talk to Tom Flowers. He's the chairman of the Veterans Ceremony and Parade Commission in the city of Milford. They'll have their parade this coming Saturday. That's at 10 o'clock. And then a free movie coming up right after the parade.
That's right, Brian. Monday is Veterans Day. Also on the show, a return visit from Steve Thomas to talk about this weekend's Cheshire's Lights of Hope.
We'll talk to Bernadette Canning. She's representing the New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee. They'll have a comedy night in East Haven coming up this week.
And also, Shari Greenblatt, the Southwest Regional Director for the Connecticut Audubon Center. We'll talk about an event happening at the Coastal Center in Milford on Sunday.
And finally, yeah, somebody from our show goes big. If you remember the Casey sisters, the singing sisters from Connecticut, yes. We had them on our radio station a couple of times, and now they're going to be on TV. They're going to be on Nickelodeon this coming Friday night for part of America's Most Musical Families.
And we knew them when, Brian?
We knew them a couple of years ago.
When?
Why? Last year. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. They're very good, and we'll be hearing about their appearance on Nickelodeon coming up.
It's a podcast, not a podcast.
And now it's time for celebrity birthdays here on the Podcast Not a Podcast with Pam Landry
and Brian Smith.
Thank you. Let's start out with Sean Combs. Sean Puffy Combs.
P. Diddy is 50.
Turns 50.
P. Diddy 50.
And Matthew McConaughey turns 50. We're making them rhyme, right?
Hey. Chef Ramsay is 53.
Oh, the potty mouth TV chef, Gordon Ramsay, turns 53. Tatum O'Neal turns 56.
Brian Adams is 60.
This week in celebrity birthdays, Christopher Knight, you knew him as Peter Brady of the Brady Bunch, turns 62 years old.
Bonnie Raitt is 70.
Glenn Frey would have been 71.
Peter Noon, 72.
Sally Field turns 73 this week.
Joni Mitchell is 76.
Singer Johnny Rivers this week turns 77.
Art Garfunkel, 78.
Chuck Mangione and Delbert McClinton turned 79 this week.
And finally, Hot Lips Houlihan, Loretta Swit, is 82 this week.
And now we go from celebrity birthdays to
This Week in Music History.
Just like the singer said, This Week in Music History.
Brian, this week in 1965, the Rolling Stones started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. chart with Get Off My Cloud.
And this week back in 1966, Pam Landry, the Monkees were at the top of the Billboard single chart with Last Train to Clarksville, their very first number 1 song.
And this week in 1967, the first issue of Rolling Stone magazine was published in San Francisco. I remember this. I don't remember the actual one, but it's been republished a few times. Featured that photo of John Lennon on the cover, dressed in army fatigues, because he had acted in a recent film called How I Won the War. And Brian, the first issue had a free roach clip.
Really?
Apparently.
The little electrical, little like clothespins. Little like metal clothespin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the styles.
To hold a cockroach.
No kidding. Do they still use roach clips now that marijuana is legalized?
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's what they used when they used to do that.
They,
the hippies, that's what they used to get the very, very last embers of their joint. Now it's legal. It's all right, throw it away. Let's start another one.
right, you can waste it now.
This week in 1971, Cher of Sonny and Cher started a 2-week run at number 1 on the United States single chart with Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, her very first number 1 solo hit.
1 year later, this week in 1972, Johnny Nash started 3 weeks at number 1 with I Can See Clearly Now.
This week, back in 1973, Elton John sat on the album charts at number 1 with Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. He stayed there for 8 weeks.
That's a chart hog.
Yes, 8 weeks at number 1. That's pretty good. That's a lot of. That's a gold mine. That's what
a
that
great
is.
album. This week in 1974, BTO went to number 1 with You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet.
This week, back in 1976, the Steve Miller Band went to number 1 with Rockin' Me.
And this week in 1977, The Last Waltz, the movie of the band's final concert, premiered in New York.
This week in 1979, the Eagles were at number 1 on the singles chart with Heartache Tonight.
And in 1981 this week, Brian, Hall & Oates started 2 weeks at number 1 with Private Eyes.
1982, this week, Jennifer Warnes and Joe Cocker started 3 weeks at number 1 with the song from the movie An Officer and a Gentleman with Up Where We Belong.
And this week in 1985, Jan Hammer went to number 1 with the Miami Vice theme. I loved that show. Did you watch that show?
I used to watch that show.
It was awesome.
Ted Nugent was an actor on that show once.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
He was on that. They want to bring that back.
Please don't. It was good.
Don Johnson wants to come back and start that show again.
Is he going to star in it?
He may, yes.
Geriatric Miami Vice?
Stop or I'll, shoot. It was this week, back in 1987, Bruce Springsteen went to number 1 on the album charts with Tunnel of Love.
And Brian, the same year, 1987, this week, Tiffany became the youngest act to score a number 1 since Michael Jackson did it in 1972 with Ben, with her cover of I Think We're Alone Now.
And listen to this, 1993, Meatloaf was at number 1 for 5 weeks on the United States single charts with I'd Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That.
What?
Go on a diet.
Oh.
How's he doing these days?
I believe his meat is still loafing.
All right, so that's music history. Now, Pam Landry, I'm just wondering, besides music history, did anything else happen this week in history?
Other things that happened this week in history.
I love that song. It was this week, back in 1965, that the biggest power failure in United States history occurred. All of New York State and 7 neighboring states, including parts of eastern Canada, were plunged into darkness, Pam Landry, and candles.
I read that, Brian, and I don't remember all of it, but I think I remember sitting in my parents' apartment. My dad, I believe, was away on a business trip, and we were huddled around the transistor radio, my mom, my sister, and I.
I don't remember it. I wasn't born yet. Oh, yes, I was. We sat around a fireplace.
And what did you do?
We waited for the neighbors to come home so we could run out. No, we sat there. You know what we did? We set up cots. We had army cots. So we set them up in our living room.
Around the fireplace?
Yeah, and we had kind of a sleepover. We had my grandparents came over. We started a fire in the fireplace. And we just waited for the bombs to fall. No, we didn't.
We couldn't do that. We lived in an apartment, and we didn't have a fireplace. So
well, you could have started a fire, but that would have been its own problem.
I knew you'd say that.
Yeah, it was the Great Northeast Blackout
and fire.
Yep, it began at the height of rush hour. Millions of commuters were delayed. 600,000 people in New York subways were trapped, and office buildings and elevators and trains all came to a standstill.
Not a good time.
Not a good time.
On a happier note, Brian, this week in 1969, Sesame Street debuted. Brian, can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
You can ask the big yellow bird over there or the guy in the garbage can over there
Moving on.
It was this week back in 1990. Dances with Wolves, the movie that really made it big for Kevin Costner, that premiered in theaters.
This week in 1991, Magic Johnson announced his sudden retirement from the LA Lakers after testing positive for the HIV virus, and that was a huge story.
And this week back in 1994, George Foreman, age 45, became the oldest heavyweight champion ever when he beat 26-year-old Michael Moorer.
So, Brian Smith, Monday is Veterans Day. And there are a bunch of things going on around our area to celebrate Veterans Day. A couple of parades, one I believe in Brantford on Sunday, and then there's one in Milford on Saturday.
Yes, Pam Landry, Milford has changed the day of their Veterans Parade. We'll find out about that and more from Tom Flowers. He's the chairman of the Veterans Ceremony and Parade Commission in Milford.
Probably the biggest difference is the parade is being held on Saturday as opposed to Sunday. The marchers will be forming up in Wasson Field at approximately 9:15 a.m. Saturday morning, November 9th. Then the parade will step off at 10 a.m. promptly, and we will go from Wasson Field along the traditional parade route to the gazebo on North Broad Street on the green.
And Brian, right after the parade, Tom told us what's going to happen.
Well, immediately after the parade, everyone is invited to the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in the Parsons Complex, where we'll have light refreshments. And at approximately 12:30, 12:45, we will screen the full-length animated feature film, Sergeant Stubby. For those who don't know Sergeant Stubby, he was the mascot for the 102nd Infantry Regiment, which at that time, World War I, was based in New Haven, Connecticut. And if you watch the movie, you'll see any number of references to the state of Connecticut in the movie. It's a wonderful, family-friendly feature film that everyone can enjoy, whether they be a child or an adult. It's really, really a great film. Everything is free. Refreshments that we'll be serving in the foyer of the Veterans Memorial Auditorium are free. And, of course, the screening of the film is free.
Every parade has a Grand Marshal, including this year's Milford Veterans Day Parade.
The Grand Marshal and guest speaker for this year's Veterans Day Parade will be Lieutenant Colonel Charles Jaworski. Colonel Jaworski has just recently returned from a one-year deployment in Afghanistan, and he hails from Morris, Connecticut.
And finally, Tom told us how to get more information on the Milford Veterans Day Parade.
Folks can go to our Facebook page, which is the Veterans Ceremony and Parade Commission, Milford, Connecticut.
Well, it's not just Milford. There's a lot of other ceremonies and happenings for Veterans Day coming up this week.
Yeah, I have a few of them, Brian. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch. But in addition to the Milford Parade, there's one, as I mentioned, in Brantford on Sunday. Then the New Haven 2019 Veterans Day ceremony will be held in the Center Church Parish House. It's on Temple Street on Monday at 11 a.m. All residents and the public invited. It's free. There's the first ever Hamden Veterans Run. That's going to be at Town Center Park in Hamden on Sunday. Proceeds will be donated to Homes for the Brave and the VFW. And the East Haven Veterans Council is holding Veterans Day ceremonies at the War Memorial on the East Haven Town Green at 11 a.m. on Monday at 10:45. Veterans and various town and state officials will leave the American Legion Post 89 on Thompson Avenue, proceed down Main Street to the Green to render honors.
Pam, there's also a breakfast coming up for the veterans in Wallingford this Friday. We'll get to that as we go through our cities and towns for our part of Connecticut and the happenings this week.
So, Brian Smith, where would you like to start?
Well, Pam Landry, it's a family weekend, hopefully with some veterans involved. Let's start in Bridgeport.
Good idea. Beardsley Zoo, one of my favorite places. They have their Fall into Fun family weekend, too, taking advantage of the long Veterans Day weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. The weekend includes all kinds of family-friendly stuff, and you can find out more at beardsleyzoo.org.
And now let's go northeast a little bit to Cheshire, Wallingford, and North Haven.
All right, getting my compass out, and we're in North Haven. Halfway Home Rescue has a two-day fundraiser, Saturday and Sunday, both days, 11 till 3, at PetSmart on Universal Drive in North Haven. It's an adoption event, but also they're collecting pet food and a can and bottle drive.
And North Haven also has something for the veterans this weekend.
Yep, North Haven Rotary Club's annual pancake breakfast honors our local vets. Veterans eat free. It's Sunday from 8 a to 1 p at North Haven Middle School on Bailey Road. And proceeds benefit community service projects and local causes in the greater New Haven area. Breakfast is, Brian, all you can eat.
I'm there. Really?
For tickets, contact any member of the North Haven Rotary Club.
I'm there. It's all you can eat. All you need is a ticket.
I know, I had you at all you can eat.
Yeah, you had me at breakfast. All right. Also, we have a veterans breakfast in Wallingford this week.
All veterans from the Wallingford community share breakfast with Sheehan High School students and staff. You can come in and visit from 8 till 8:45 in the morning. Call the school for more information. This is Friday, November 8th at Mark T. Sheehan High School on Hope Hill Road in Wallingford.
And our friends in Cheshire, they've got an event going on this weekend as well.
Yeah, Brian, we mentioned this a few episodes ago on our podcast, Not a Podcast, the 15th anniversary of Cheshire's Lights of Hope. It's happening this Saturday, kickoff 2 p.m. on the town green. And here to tell us more is Steve Thomas.
This Saturday, November 9th, is Cheshire's Lights of Hope annual Light the Night Luminary event. To date, we've raised over $915,000 to benefit local charities in Cheshire, Connecticut. And it's not too late to join in the fun either. You can buy luminaries on Friday, November 8th at Stop and Shop in Cheshire from 3 to 7 p.m., at Paws Pet Resort in Cheshire, at Cheshire Nursery, at R.W. Hine Hardware in Cheshire, or on the Cheshire Town Green on Saturday, November the 9th. You can also come to the Town Green on Saturday, November 9th at 2 p.m. and be a part of our annual kickoff and check presentation ceremonies. For more information, please visit Cheshire'sLightsOfHope.com.
Now let's leave Cheshire, head down Route 10, get on 95, head east, and get out to the shoreline. And let's find out what's going on in Guilford this weekend.
Guilford! The annual Soup for Good event is on Sunday, Brian, from 4:30 till 6:30, where you can enjoy a warm soup supper, including a variety of homemade soups, breads, desserts, wine, or sparkling water. The Guilford Arts Center potters are hard at work creating bowls for everyone to select and take home, which is awesome. All proceeds benefit the Guilford Food Bank and Guilford Arts Center. For tickets and more info, you can go to guilfordartscenter.org.
We mentioned it before, but Brantford has their Veterans Day parade this coming Sunday. And then let's find out what's happening in East Haven.
In East Haven, Saturday night, it's a comedy night from 8 to 11. It's at the Irish American Community Center on Venice Place. And here to talk about that is Bernadette Canning from the New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee.
Need a good laugh? Don't miss the comedy night this Saturday night at the Irish American Community Center on Venice Place in East Haven. The comedy night features some of New Haven's funniest and well-known comics. This is Bernadette from the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Comedy night's always a fun night. Bring your friends and get ready to laugh. The show starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $20 at the door. All proceeds benefit the 2020 New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade. For more information, check us out at NHV Parade, either on Facebook or our website. Come on down Saturday night, November 9th, 8 o'clock. Tickets are $20 at the door. Irish American Community Center. Get ready to laugh. See you there.
Thank you, Bernadette Canning of the New Haven St. Patrick's Day Committee. Speaking of New Haven, our friends at the Peabody Museum always try to find new ways to bring new people to go see the old bones at the museum. And they've got something going on this Saturday.
Yeah, it's the Dino Snore family sleepover.
Dinah Snore.
Yes. Brian, it is Saturday starts at 5:30 and it runs through the night. Hence the Dino Snore, till 10 a.m. on Sunday at the Peabody Museum on Whitney Avenue, New Haven. It's a family sleepover, i.e., they say, a night under the dinosaurs you and your kids will never forget.
No, because it would freak you out every time you hear about this. I mean, if you have an event where you wake up and you look at a giant T-Rex skeleton, how can you wake up normally?
I don't know, but Brian...
For the rest of your life, how can you wake up normally?
Brian, tickets include a continental breakfast in the morning.
Great. Give some to those dinosaurs. They're looking skinny.
For info and tickets, peabody.yale.edu.
In all seriousness, it's a great event, and the Peabody Museum is really it's a landmark, and it's a gift to our area. Well, from dinosaur gazing to stargazing in New Haven.
New Haven Land Trust, Saturday night from 7 till 9. They have their annual stargazing event. Hopefully the weather will be nice. The Astronomical Society of New Haven will be on hand with telescopes to guide your view of the nighttime sky. It's an open event. You can come whenever you want between 7 and 9. It's free. Takes place at Long Wharf Park near the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. And please note that the event is highly susceptible to cancellation due to weather conditions.
Yeah.
So be aware.
I guess you'd know just by looking up. And by the way, the event is free. The telescopes are not. Leave them there when you go home. All right, well, we have a riot scheduled for Sunday in New Haven.
Uh-oh. Not the kind you're thinking of, though.
There's a riot going on. What kind of riot are we talking about?
It's a record riot.
Whoa!
Best kind of riot.
Yes.
It is.
Really?
It is Sunday, Brian, from 9 till 4 at the Annex YMA Club Lounge and Hall that's on Woodward Avenue, 554 Woodward Avenue in New Haven. It's the return of the New Haven Record Riot. Over 40 tables of LPs, CDs, 45s, and more, dealers from all over New England and beyond. And it sounds like a great time. It's a riot!
All right, Clancy, come out of there. He says he has a couple of 45s. He doesn't mean the guns.
Different kind of 45, Brian.
Oh, I see.
Oh, and one more thing while we're in New Haven, Brian.
Right.
New Haven Restaurant Week runs through this Friday the 8th for participating restaurants.
And they all close up after that?
I think so.
Okay. Eat while you can.
InfoNewHaven.com for info.
All right, kids. Here we are. It's Saturday. Got to cook your own food. The restaurants are all gone.
That's not how it works.
Oh, I see. Now, let's go to Orange, West Haven, and Milford for our next list of events. Start out with Orange and the big memorabilia collector's show on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right, Brian. Sunday from 9 till 2 at the American Legion Post 127. That's on Grassy Hill Road in Orange. Sports cards, memorabilia, coin, and comic show for you collector types.
Otherwise known as hoarders. No, I didn't say that. Hey, speaking of food, West Haven has a big event on Friday.
The Taste of West Haven, Friday the 8th from 6:30 till 9:30 at the Cielo Banquet Hall. That's 85 Chase Lane in West Haven. Food from over 20 local restaurants, wine and beer tasting provided by Ye Old Liquor Shoppy. And this is the West Haven Rotary Club.
So you can get ye old drunk.
Drunky from the Shoppy. 100% of the money raised goes to the West Haven Rotary Club. They do all kinds of stuff, service projects, and for info, westhavenrotary.org.
And in Milford, we mentioned the big Veterans Day Parade is this coming Saturday morning, kicks off at 10 o'clock downtown. And right after the parade happens, there's the free movie over in the Veterans Memorial Auditorium. The movie Sergeant Stubby, about a real-life war dog from World War I, and that dog was right from here in Connecticut, also in Milford.
Well, still going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through November 16th. It's the 90-minute Spirits of Milford Ghost Walk through downtown Milford. For info there, spiritsofmilford.com. And then, Brian, on Sunday, something really special.
Is this the bird thing?
It is. It's the For the Birds Bazaar. It's a pre-holiday fundraiser to support the beautiful coastal center at Milford Point. And here to tell us more is the Southwest Regional Director of the Connecticut Audubon, Sherry Greenblatt.
Our For the Birds Bazaar is a pre-holiday fundraiser to support the Coastal Center at Milford Point. It's taking place on Sunday, November 10th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's our way to reach out to the local community and have the local community come visit us. We have a number of local vendors that will be in attendance, and we'll have tables set up there selling their products. Some of them include the Fat Robin, Milford Photo, Milford Body Therapy, and others. We'll have hot cider, hot chocolate, and coffee. We'll also have a food truck, and it's just a good way to support the community, support the Coastal Center. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Coastal Center, we're located at 1 Milford Point Road, so we're at the mouth of the Housatonic River on a salt marsh and across from Long Island Sound. It's a pretty unique and special hidden gem, I call it, in Milford. We've seen over 315 species here at the center, so it's definitely a birder's paradise, but we welcome all visitors. We have a number of educational programs for families, adults, children. We have a number of students that come during the week and learn how to protect and conserve the environment, and we hope you'll come down and visit us.
Thanks, Sherry, and the website is ctaudubon.org.
Pam Landry.
Yes, Brian Smith.
Do you remember the Casey sisters?
I do.
Yes, it's sisters who sing terrifically, and they also play bass, piano,
Super talented.
guitar, drums. Yes, they play everything, enough to make you jealous for the rest of your life.
Overachievers.
Yes. Well, we had them on the air a few times, and then they recorded a few albums. Stayed in touch with us. We'll get them on this podcast, Not a Podcast, sometime soon.
We will make them sing.
Yes, we will. And they're going to be on TV this coming Friday night.
Thanks, Brian and Pam. We haven't seen you in a while, but we've been doing a lot of singing. This is Elise.
And this is Kathleen from the Casey Sisters. And over the summer, our band went to LA where we were featured on a new Nickelodeon show called America's Most Musical Family. It's this competition show like The Voice and America's Got Talent, but all the competitors are family bands.
Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees is the host, and the judges were Debbie Gibson, Sierra, and David Dobrik. So we would really love it if you guys would check it out. It's this Friday at 7 o'clock on Nickelodeon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you, Casey sisters. Well, 2 of the Casey sisters. And don't forget, they'll be on Nickelodeon this coming Friday night at 7 o'clock. America's Most Musical Families. I hope they win if it's a competition. Well, Pam Landry, I'd just like to say thank you. This is the end of episode 20, and thank you for your continued participation. Goodbye.
Oh, wait.
what?
The email address.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
icecreamsodact@gmail.com. Make sure you reach out and contact us. Tell your friends.
What do I get if I email? Do they send me money?
They might.
All right. Yes, if you want to email us, that's the email address. Send us your events. You know what? And send us birthdays. We're big into birthdays right now, so we'll announce some of those.
Yes, because everyone's a celebrity in our world.
And almost everybody has a birthday. Go to YouTube and find us there at Ice Cream Soda CT, all one word, and you'll find us very easy.
And now, Brian.
Yes, a pleasant goodbye.
I think we're done.
Are we done?
I think so.
Finished? Episode 20 is over?
I think so.
Goodbye!